Ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow! Okay. Hey, you're in my territory now. You're on my show. It's not like you can't just show up like you just rolled out of bed. Oh. Welcome to Progressive Soup. I'm David Stevenson, host, and with us today, and he looks kind of sleepy-headed. But no, okay. He's actually he's got his sleep hat on, but well, I'll let him put it in his words. Said meow, 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 meow. Said I'm wide awake. Okay, do you mind if I take your sleep hat off, or do you mind if that comes off so people can actually see your eyes, or so they don't think you're Santa Claus or something coming down the Progressive Soup chimney? He said, meow, 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 meow. Said, yep, okay. You got you brought Mama's jacket in with you. Okay, that's what you're. I don't know if you can see it, but Basil's got a leopard skin hanger, and of course, needless to say, it's cloth. It's not real leopard skin. So you decided you would come and join me on Progressive Soup, and you certainly brought enough stuff with you. Okay. Yep. Okay. Basil said, meow. Said, no, it's baseball season. So the games are underway. The players are playing. And it's time to talk about baseball. We could cast aside the NCAA championships. Basil got them all right again, all 65 games, or 67 games they play now, because they've got all those extra teams in the tournament. So is it 68? Okay, he said, meow. Said, it seems like there's 6,668 teams, doesn't it? What's amazing is, and I'm quoting him from his remark, there are so many teams that have animals for their mascots. What? He's acting like he's acting like he can't see me. But truth of the matter is, hold on, okay, I'll accommodate you. Even though it's my show, I will accommodate you, Basil. Okay, you ready? This is actually from, this is a balloon that was given to Walter BuddhaCat for Walter's birthday on April 1st. Walter was 3 years old and had helium in it. And it was, Walter got a lot of mileage out of it, but apparently it's gone away. Now it'll suffice as a necktie. So, okay, and Basil also brought along Lilith, and as those of you that watch Basil BuddhaCat Presents on Comcast, also on YouTube, also on Facebook, and also on Catbook when cats take over Facebook, Lilith is Walter's mate. Now, Lilith passed away in October and was, in fact, apparently reborn. The calico cat, Lilith, tail included free of charge, Basil's mate, the calico cat came back as the calico stone. So, hey, I wonder if that's Tony. Okay. So, yeah, we got Tony coming over. Tony might make it, we'll see. He's invited. I spoke to him a little while ago, and he's going to hopefully come join us in the studio. So we'll wait just a second. But in the meanwhile, yeah, you're right, it's baseball season, and the NCAA tournament is gone and over with, and the UConn women won the tournament. They've got 10 championships now in the last about 20 years, and they're just the team of all teams apparently in women's basketball. I mean, Notre Dame played them pretty well in the finals. They only lost by 10 points to UConn, but UConn won their tournament games, I think, by an average of about 70 points, something like that. It seemed like 5 minutes into the first half, they were replacing all their starting players, and Coach Gino Auriemma was thinking about trying on a pair of try on a uniform and see if maybe he might come out of the court and pretend he was one of their players instead of the coach. So anyway, so baseball, and baseball is the language is kind of tough. I mean, it's kind of rough. I mean, you get not only the fact that the players are spitting constantly, and that's been borne out by every movie ever about baseball, right on down to The Naked Gun, remember that one, Basil, where Reggie Jackson actually plays himself, and he is mesmerized or comatized or somethingized into being part of an assassination plot against Queen Elizabeth. And Basil said, so you're boring me already. I didn't come here to talk about English royalty. I came here to talk about baseball. Okay. Well, I was talking about baseball because Naked Gun takes place, the final scene takes place in Anaheim Stadium in Greater Los Angeles, and he's twitching his mustache, he's flicking his ear, he's doing everything but reaching for his hat to go back to sleep. And I know how to get you. This used to work. This used to have you jumping, doing backflips back when you were a little bit younger and a little bit more alive. So let's see. Maybe we can hold on. Yeah. Nope. We used to call this catfishing, or catfish fishing, or catfish hunter fishing if you're a baseball fan, or hey, we don't need to bring your we didn't need to bring your props on. We didn't need to bring, because we don't do. I mean, we're not getting paid by Schweppes, Schweppervescence. We're not getting paid by. Although I'll tell you what, I'll give you a freebie on this one. I'll give you a pass on this one. Cafe Bustelo. It's the greatest coffee ever. It's imbibed by Basil's mom and my sweetness, Kristen Schoenfeld, who's the producer of Basil's show. Cafe Bustelo, let's see what we say. Vacuum packed. Envasado al vacío, vacuum packed, 100% pure coffee. Cafe Espresso Molido, espresso ground coffee. Peso Neto, 10 ounces. Net weight, 10 ounces. I heart Cafe Bustelo. I love Cafe Bustelo. Cafe Bustelo tiene un aroma seductor y un sabor pleno. Es un café deliciosamente versátil que se puede preparar usando su método preferido, filtrado, cappuccino, espresso, o frío con hielo, cold with ice. Y así satisfacer todos los gustos. So you can have it filtered, you can have it as cappuccino, you can have it as espresso, or frío con hielo. That's con hielo is with ice. Let's see. El mejor café se disfruta en compañía. If you got people over, this is the coffee or cafe that you want to serve them. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to do effervescence. I'm not going to do P-A-N-W root beer, either in the regular size or in the Costco jumbo size. I'm not going to do that either. Certainly not going to do remember P-A-N-W root beer is Basil's root beer of choice, as is Schweppes, his, in this case, lemon lime sparkling seltzer water of choice. And, hold on, I got to get my fingers around this the right way. And Tootsie Roll. He brought along the wrapper, no doubt, but everybody knows what the Tootsie Roll wrapper looks like. And, okay, let's just finish it off real quick, and then we got baseball to talk about, remember? Basil says, meow, 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 meow. So I'll give you a 10% cut of whatever I make on the advertising during this hour. So Tootsie Roll, Basil's, as you know, Basil's candy of choice. And how do you know? How do you know? You know, because you find it in his litter pan along with remnants of P-A-N-W root beer, along with the remnants of Schweppes, Schweppervescence. Okay, now that's it, huh? All right, this is something you say once in a while. I'm going to have to say it because this is getting a little ridiculous. What the? Okay. And if I want to get a little louder with it, I'll say, what the? Okay. Or if I want to do the Marcel Marceau version, what the? Okay. Oh, what the? Oh. Okay. $15 ball, and it's larger jumbo Costco variety, 12 ball. Even though the lower number, it's well, you can look at them next to one another. Look which one's bigger. Hold on, if I do it this way, maybe that's a little bit. That'll give you a little bit different perspective. But okay, and ping pong paddle and ping pong ball. Nice. Almost broke the TV screen with that one. And okay. No, I'm not going to do Budweiser because I don't drink beer. You don't either. Why in the world are you advertising? Do you want to advertise Budweiser beer on your show? Said, first of all, I want to get the Clydesdale to come on over. Because little Jeffrey Peterson is obviously not with us today. But Basil wants the Clydesdale. He can't get Secretariat either from the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, but he wants to get the Clydesdale. Because the Clydesdale is Basil's, at least for Basil's guests, including up in the hammock Stephen Colbert, Craig Ferguson, and Drew Carey, who had a brief stint as Craig Ferguson after Craig left the show. We know him as LFFF, and we can't say that on this show either. We can't say it on your show. You can't say it on this show either. But Basil wants to also, coming up pretty soon, Cinco de Mayo. So that's it. Okay. Now, could we talk about baseball? Basil said, okay. Says, yeah, sure. Okay. Are your phones hooked up? Do you anticipate any phone calls? Okay. Which phone is it coming in on? Is it coming in on the Cat in the Hat phone, or the Nickelodeon phone which you brought along, or is it coming in on the Inky Dinky phone? Let me find the Inky Dinky phone because I think it came in on that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks for calling Progressive Soup. We don't normally take calls on the show, but since Basil's here, and Basil brought along the Nickelodeon phone, the Cat in the Hat phone for very important guests, the Nickelodeon phone for moderately important guests, and the Inky Dinky phone for, if that's the one you're on. May I ask who's calling? We don't have Tweety or Snarky either to tell us who's calling in, so we'll have to take your word for it. Basil, did you invite Marco Rubio to call in? Basil's given me 2 counterclockwise rotations of his left central whisker, and his chin is jiggling a little bit too. It might be just old age. He says, yeah, he did. Basil, Marco Rubio and his dad are on the line. His dad is, as you know from Basil's show, Rubio del Rubio. And his dad's the one that actually, dad and mom came to America to, as Marco tells the story, they came here to escape Castro, escape communism and the oppression of the revolution. And, Basil outed you. So I don't know what you're even going on with that about. You're not still telling that same narrative, are you? Because Basil outed you. Basil knows that your mom and dad came here years before Castro, even I'm hearing some screaming going on now. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. Basil says you came here years before Castro even started the revolution. So that narrative just doesn't wash. It might have gotten you elected to the Senate, but it's a flat out, como dice lie in Espanol? Well, whatever it is, that's what it is. Hello? He hung up. Maybe if you add him a few more times, maybe he'll stop calling you. Basil said, okay. Yeah. Meow. 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 Said, why? He's always good for a few laughs. I mean, he might even win a primary or two. He might even win the Iowa primary. Then what are the Republicans going to do? Call Michelle Bachmann back in and let her go back to Waterloo, Iowa, and tell the folks there how proud she is to be in Waterloo, Iowa, the birthplace of John Wayne. In fact, Waterloo, Iowa is the birthplace of a fellow by the name of John Wayne Gacy, who killed kids and ate them, and that's who she mistook for John Wayne. And you know what? We're not going to get any more calls, so I'm going to put that out there along with Paddle, or Paddell as Gary Shandling used to call it. Now, let's get down to baseball. Got your little cat soaking his feet. Lil's here, the Calico Cat, now the Calico Stone. Harmonica, nah, forget it. Don't even have the energy to blow on it. Okay, so baseball. Oh, you brought some crib notes for me. Okay. But before then, what's something else before then? Oh my God, okay. Hold on. Okay. Well, first of all, sitting on the back table, scowling at us, is, Grumpy Cat. Okay, so Grumpy Cat sitting behind both of us and scowling at us. Yeah, that's why they call him Grumpy Cat, because he's grumpy. But you have this back here too. And I don't know, it's gonna weigh you down a little bit too much if I put it on you, I think. So I'm not gonna put it on your head, but it's Basil's Cinco de Mayo hat. So okay, so I guess that goes along with the maracas. And then in Mexico, do they say, what the Probably. So I got the crib notes. Okay. Progressive Soup, April 13th, 2015. Tony, who's not here. Tony is not occupying the chair. David and Basil, and we're going to talk about baseball. And, okay. So, Tony, the story's for you. Big Yankee fan. 1964, the Yankees are in a pennant clash with two other teams, and a lot of trouble. Matter of fact, they're behind the Chicago White Sox, and the Yankees are on the bus. And then back in those days, they rode a bus. It was like a regular school bus. So they were all kind of grumpy cats. And apparently, not Phil Rizzuto, but although Phil Rizzuto was called Harmonica Phil Rizzuto, but a fellow by the name of Phil Linz, who played for the Yankees, who was also named Harmonica Phil Linz. He's in the back of the bus. Playing the harmonica. And the manager of the Yankees at the time, Yogi Berra, he was the manager in 1964. It was his last hurrah. He's in the front of the bus, of course, because Phil Linz, being not Yogi Berra, has to sit in the back of the bus. And Yogi Berra's a little upset because he just lost a couple of games to Chicago. They're in trouble. They're in danger of not winning the pennant, which the Yankees apparently won every pennant. 64, 63, 62, 61, and 60. Did not win it in 59, White Sox. The Yankees won it in 58, 57, 56, 55, 54. So it's like 10 out of 11 years they've won the pennant. So they're like the UConn women's basketball team, or even better yet, they're like the John Wooden College UCLA Bruins, or they're like the Boston Celtics in the 1960s with Bill Russell and John Havlicek and the rest of them. They're winning it every year. The Yankees have some, they've got like out of the last 100 years, they've won the World Series like 30 times out of 100, which is unbelievable for any sport. So they've had their incredible spurts of success. So anyway, Yogi Berra yells to the back of the bus, "We have shut that darn harmonica up." And Phil Linz apparently doesn't hear him, so he looks at Yogi Berra and he looks at Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford and asks them, "What did he say?" And Mickey Mantle smiles and he says, "Yogi said, play it louder." So Phil Linz, come on, he only plays second base. He's kind of gullible. So he plays louder, and all of a sudden there's Yogi Berra coming down the aisle, ready to apparently jam that harmonica down Phil Linz's throat. And at which point Phil Linz realizes that Yogi Berra, that Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford might not have been exactly completely forthright with their interpretation of what Yogi Berra said. And that's a story that goes back to 1964. Tony, the story's for you because you could have told it better than me. Yankees also. Okay. Well, you want to blend? Well, since Tony's not here, Basil wants to blend the notion of the Yankees and 1950s, 1960s when you started to see a fairly large influx of Latino baseball players. And of course, maybe the greatest of all of them might be Roberto Clemente from the Dominican Republic. But oh, look at that. Well, with that, we're going to have to come back and do another show because, first of all, Tony might show up. And second of all, we can tell a few more stories about baseball, and we can go on for a little while longer. But for now, this has been Basil BuddhaCat visiting Progressive Soup. And Progressive Soup, I'm David Stevenson, host. Emily Volpentest is on vacation today. So no Emily, no Tony, just you and me, Basil. Okay, we will see you tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. Actually, Thursday tomorrow, noon 30-ish. So it's a little bit afternoon. Good night.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.